presidential election approaches, tons of artists are doing their best to make sure music fans are getting involved. Disco Biscuits bass player Marc Brownstein helped co-found Headcount, a non-profit, nonpartisan organization whose goal is to increase voter registration. We got the lowdown on how he plans to make a difference and why artists like Bob Weir and Eddie Vedder are lining up to help out.
Headcount started in 2004. The genesis of the idea came from a quote that we had heard Bob Weir say, which was that if all of the deadheads in Florida had voted in the 2000 election, the direction of the country and the entire world would have been enormously different. We wanted to change the feeling that the individual voter wasn't a powerful voice.
You want to talk about our government, but I don't think I have the time.
We decided that the best way that we could do that was to start a voter registration drive in the jam band community. You can't really just say the jam band community is a Democratic community or an independent or everyone there votes for Nader. There's the Allman Brothers, there's the southern part of the community. We've learned over the years there's a lot of Republicans in the jam band community, and we register them to vote just the same as we register anyone to vote. We're not out there trying to win the election for Obama. That's not what we're about. What we're about is getting kids involved in the political process. That's what Headcount has become. We started to reach outside of the reach of our organization, outside of the jam band community, and Headcount has grown into what has been called the #1 grassroots voter registration drive in the country. Maroon 5 signed on earlier this year, and Santana. Those were our first two big outside of the jam band community organizations that we signed with, and it started to grow from there to where we have Pearl Jam and the Foo Fighters and John Mayer, as well as Dave Matthews Band, who was one of our biggest tours that we go on.
There are a lot of people that feel voiceless in this country right now, and I think it's extremely important for us to vote.
Demographic is perfect for Headcount. They're young kids, a lot of first-time voters. One of the major keys to Headcount success is the emotional connection that people have with the musicians that they go to see. To vote, that's a message, and when that message is coming from Dave Matthews, Eddie Vedder, or Bob Weir, that is a powerful message, and those are powerful voices.
Headcount seems like it's the most mobilized, most effective way to register people to vote. And that's really, you know, when it comes to registering people to vote, that's really all there is to it. It's about organization and, you know, drive.
The musicians, what we are is we're a spark plug for the volunteers, but it went both ways, getting to meet these amazing people who were taking time out of whatever it was that they were doing with their life before they got involved with us, school or work, and then they take all this time and devote it to registering voters, you know, which is our mission.
Well, now you come out of your leather bag. You poke your head out for a while.
As the years have progressed, I've tried to keep Marc Brownstein of Headcount separate from Marc Brownstein of the Disco Biscuits. I look at a Disco Biscuit show as an escape. I want these people to come into the Biscuit show and just let it all go. Whereas we do want to reach these kids, and we're at Bonnaroo, and you look at a crowd of 10 or 15,000 kids out there, and you say, that's enough people to change the direction of the entire world. Whereas I'm looking at them and I'm thinking that I'm reluctant to be pounding this down the Disco Biscuits fans' throats every day. Now that we're in the 2008 election cycle, I am doing that. Part of the reason that I do that, it's not because I'm the co-chair of Headcount, and it's not because this is what I believe so much. It's because I'm moved so much by the fact that you have guys like Bob Weir and Eddie Vedder, that they're out there and talking about the organization every night. They're moving me to talking about the organization on stage. They get me more excited about getting the kids more excited about it. But it's a touchy subject, you know, and I do have a little bit of reluctance. I like to keep the Disco Biscuits world and the Headcount world separate, and I think that we've done a fairly good job of walking that tightrope.
1, 2, 3, you can always go for help. And no doctor right downtown. 1, 2, 3, you can always talk to me. If there's a doctor you should see. 1, 2, 3, we can always work it out. If there's a doctor in the house, you can always talk to me.